a woman discovered something strange on her way to work. Her son, who had been dead for 10 years, appeared by the roadside. Daisy was stunned. How could there possibly be someone who looked so much like him? She wanted to take a closer look, so she used her car horn to get his attention. When the boy turned to look, Daisy was shocked. Even his expressions were identical to her son's. She quickly pulled over and got onto the bus the boy was riding. Finding a seat nearby, she began observing him closely. The scars on his body were exactly the same as her son's. Daisy was in disbelief. She got off the bus and followed the boy to his school. Her instincts as a mother told her that this boy was her son. Determined, Daisy went to her ex-husband's house to tell him about the boy, ignoring her sister's attempts to stop her. Though Daisy had no solid evidence, she was convinced this was their son. Facing her ex-husband's skeptical gaze, Daisy added that the boy even had the exact same scars as their son. Despite Daisy's confidence, her ex-husband didn't believe her. He told her she had to face the facts. Frustrated, Daisy left, but she wasn't ready to give up. She went to a detective for help, claiming her son had been kidnapped. However, the detective reviewed the case records from years ago. Although her son's body was never found, the evidence was sufficient to close the case. The detective, sensing Daisy's unwillingness to move on, reluctantly agreed to reopen the investigation. But Daisy knew this was only to appease her. She decided to uncover the truth herself. Daisy began staking out the boy's school, waiting for him after class. When he came to the entrance, she quickly approached him. But before she could say anything, the boy's father arrived to pick him up. Daisy quickly stepped aside to avoid drawing his attention. She followed the father and son to a villa, taking photos and saving the address. Then, she began her own investigation. Daisy dug out old photos of herself with her son and cut her hair short to match the style she had in the pictures. Later, she noticed the boys' school was urgently hiring teachers. She saw this as an opportunity and immediately applied for a position. Daisy's expertise was in music education, and before long, she successfully became a teacher at the boys' school and even his class teacher. Through her interactions with the boy, Daisy learned that he had grown up without a mother and lived alone with his father. Daisy cared for the boy deeply, giving him the warmth of maternal love. The boy began to feel this care, but it made his father unhappy. The father came to the school to meet with Daisy. He told her that his son rarely talked about teachers, but lately, he had been mentioning Daisy's name constantly. Daisy quickly distracted him by talking about nurturing the boy's talents.
No. I'm new. I take music workshops.
However, the father dismissed her suggestions, believing it would waste the boy's study time. But Daisy had no intention of giving up.